Thanks to Misplay for sponsoring today's video. More on them later. iilluminaughtii may lose her entire legal case. In the last update on this situation, we talked about iilluminaughtie's case against former friends and former colleagues. These were OzMedia and Wonderstruck, two former members of Sad Milk who we've talked about in depth, specifically in relation to iilluminaughtii. We haven't just talked about their personal lives here. And the third was Felix the Kit Kat, a former employee of iilluminaughtii who provided the click with screenshots showing that iilluminaughtii had paid Felix to dig up dirt on the click. This case was claiming various different things, including defamation and damage to iilluminaughtii's business. I won't go over that entire legal document again because most of you will have already seen it, but if you haven't or you've forgotten the details of it, the link is in the description for my previous video about that where you can catch up. Now though, like I said, there has been a big update on this situation. And in fact, at this point, it looks like iilluminaughtii may be fighting a losing battle. Before we go into the full details of it though, I just want to give a massive shout out to Madcaster. Like with the previous legal documents that we went over, Madcaster was the first person to find these. Madcaster makes great videos on these topics, so definitely check him out. His other videos are fantastic as well. And like with previously, he was also kind enough again to agree to send me the documents that we're discussing today. So his channel will also be linked in the description. Definitely do subscribe to him, it's worth it. And like I said before, he has really cute cats, so that's very important to me. But let's move on and look at the documents. So what's happening currently is that OzMedia's lawyers have filed a motion to dismiss iilluminaughtii's case. An important piece of information for context here is that the document that we went over in the previous video was the amended documents. So iilluminaughtii's lawyers had sent over a first set of documents and they then had to amend them because they were not good enough. And there were a lot of issues even with the amended documents, which we discussed previously. The main thing being that they didn't actually give any detailed descriptions. It stated that people had defamed her and her company without giving direct quotes or linking to the places where this defamation occurred. So the judge was just supposed to look at that and go, yep, seems legit. No facts here, no evidence, but okay. And that was the main issue with these documents, is that there was little to no real quotes, real evidence, or real ways to find what exactly she was talking about. And you have to remember, a judge is not sitting here watching YouTube videos about this situation. The judge needs to be pointed in the direction of the defamation or other issues which are occurring. So now, because there are so many issues with this document, and for various other reasons, OzMedia's lawyers are asking for this case to be entirely dismissed. Plaintiff's complaint fails to articulate the alleged defamatory statements made, precluding any finding that such statements are plausibly provably false or defamatory. The amended complaint further fails to identify any confidential or proprietary information that was misused by defendant Oz, and is therefore similarly defective. Plaintiff's entire amended complaint should be dismissed for failure to state a claim upon which relief may be granted. And a beautiful line, plaintiff's amended complaint alleges a hodgepodge of jumbled facts relating to a personal and business relationship with Oz. So like I already said, this is essentially saying there were no facts, there was no quotes, there was no evidence. It's just a mixture of vague claims. And what she already submitted was the amended complaint. So at this point, they believe it should be just thrown out. Also, this is where I should mention that I'm not a lawyer, in case any of you are under that assumption, even though I've said it in like a million videos. I'm not a lawyer, no legal background. This is just my understanding based on the information that I know and based on reading this document. So from my understanding, this is talking about the breach of contract that was alleged. Plaintiff's amended complaint alleges a hodgepodge of jumbled facts relating to a personal and business relationship. Before I move on with the rest of it though, just a question to you guys. Do you ever feel like you would like to earn by playing mobile games? Because I'm gonna let you in on a little secret really quick. You actually can. And that is all thanks to Mistplay, the absolutely wonderful sponsor of today's video. Mistplay is a loyalty app for gamers, so whether you're looking for a little help towards your daily coffee or your Amazon buys, whatever it is, with Mistplay you can earn rewards simply by discovering and playing new mobile games. They offer an absolutely massive catalogue of different games that you can play, including puzzle games, word games, casual strategy, adventure, card games, and a lot more. And by just playing these games, which is already a fun thing to do, you earn points. And with these points, you can redeem gift cards from major places like Amazon, PlayStation, Walmart, Visa, Xbox, and a ton more. The more you play, the more you earn. And over $100 million in gift cards have already been redeemed. So if anybody tries to tell you that you are wasting your time by playing mobile games and you should be outside digging tunnels or something, I don't know why that was the first thing I thought of that somebody would tell you to do. But if they tell you to do that, you can say, no, actually, I'm not wasting my time, I'm having fun, and I'm earning points, and I'm probably going to get some gift cards. What are you going to get? You're just going to get that tunnel that you're digging. That's not very useful. I don't know why everybody's digging a tunnel, I'm sorry. As well as being fun, it's also just a fun way to chill out in the evening. I know when I'm finished with work, all I want to do is just sit on the couch and look at my phone and play some games. And like I said, they have a lot of games to choose from. I definitely think that you're going to enjoy this, so if you'd like to try it out, then go to mistplay.com/Vangelina. You'll get 200 bonus points when you sign up today. Plus use my code Vangelina50 and you'll get an extra free 50 points, which will help you towards redeeming your first gift card. Again, that's mistplay.com/Vangelina and use code Vangelina50. That link will be in the description for you to check out as well. Thank you so much to Mistplay for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get on with the rest of it. Many of the alleged facts in the amended complaint appear to be irrelevant to the defamation and breach of contract claims. So saying that everything that she's saying is not relevant in any way, she's just throwing out strange claims that have no legal bearing here. The claims that are asserted are sparse and are not pled with sufficient factual information. That line pretty much speaks for itself. Plaintiff's breach of contract claim is similarly defective, without any identification of confidential or proprietary information that was misused in any manner by defendant Oz. Then the document also goes on to say that the defendant and the plaintiff's counsel, so their lawyers, met to discuss these issues. Rather than supply facts, plaintiff's amended complaint continues to merely assert threadbare legal conclusions and attempts, but fails to plead per se and per quote defamation in the alternative. So again, even though they met up and discussed this in person, according to this document, iilluminauttii's lawyers were still unable to actually provide facts and evidence. Which is bizarre to me. I don't know if this is the lawyer's fault or iilluminauttii's fault or everybody's fault. But the thing is, if they have the evidence and the quotes of the actual defamation being done and the actual breach of contract being done, you'd think they could just go, okay, well, we have that information, let's just tippy-tappy that what? Let's just type that out and submit the document, which they could have done when they made the amendment, but they didn't. So do they not have the evidence and the information, or are they just not putting it in the document for some reason? Makes no sense. But I would personally believe, in my own opinion, that they don't have the information because they're making claims that don't, in my eyes, seem to be true. This document then goes on to talk about some of the claims that Blair made about their romantic personal relationship, because if you remember, Blair and OzMedia did date for a while. The amended complaint alleges that parties were involved in a romantic relationship and lived together at various times in Oz's home. It alleges that the romantic relationship ended and that she moved out of Oz's home in December of 2021, claiming that she and Oz were still good friends. Blair moved back into Oz's home in August of 2022 while her new home was under construction. She alleges she began seeing a new person romantically over the Christmas and New Year's holidays, presumably in 2022. The amended complaint alleges that Oz contacted an employee of Blair's in January of 2023, telling the employee that Blair had cheated on him. This in no way seems relevant to anything that she's trying to claim. I don't understand how this is damaging her business. I don't understand how this is defamation, since it was a private conversation, it doesn't make any sense. The amended complaint also alleges that Oz published a series of tweets falsely claiming that Blair had mistreated him. And finally, the amended complaint alleges that Oz published and or appeared in videos that included false allegations of theft. Where? Where did that happen? Point to the evidence, which is what they're about to say. None of the alleged statements by Blair are set forth verbatim in the amended complaint, nor attached to it as an exhibit. So like I said, no quotes, no evidence, no pointing to where these things were said. None of the alleged statements by Oz regarding Blair are plausibly defamatory. The amended complaint is so lacking in essential details, including exactly what and in what context Oz said anything, that it fails to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. Further, none of the vaguely described statements alleged in the amended complaint pertain to plaintiff's Period Entertainment LLC, and as such, it cannot state a claim for defamation. Sometimes I do like reading legal documents, by the way, because I used to hate it because they're so wordy and I wouldn't understand what I was reading and it would just hurt my brain. But once I kind of got to understand them a bit and I got used to reading them, which I seem to have to do a lot on this channel, as serious as a situation it is, sometimes these documents are just so catty. It's quite interesting to read. Like, the amended complaint is so lacking in essential details, including exactly what and in what context Oz said anything. I love it. Like, drag her. It's great. Similarly, plaintiff's contract claim suffers from the same lack of plausibility, where the amended complaint fails to articulate any particular confidential or proprietary information that was used by Mr. Oz, contrary to the alleged contract. Rather, the claims are merely bootstrapped to the plaintiff's defective defamation case, and must also be dismissed for failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. So this again, you'll have to watch the old video to get the full context, but there was talk of breach of contract, and they're saying this is not detailed enough. You're not even saying which part of the contract was breached, you're not saying how it was breached, it's just thrown in there with everything else, and everything else is already defective. Then they go on to say that iilluminaughtii and her lawyers have already had the chance to amend the complaint, and that they should not be allowed to submit another amendment because they have and continue to fail to plead plausible claims based on facts rather than threadbare legal conclusions. Defendant prays this court dismiss plaintiff's amended complaint for failure to set forth any cause of action for which relief may be granted. So that's the motion to dismiss. It's pretty much everything that we've been saying, but in legal speak and with the facts and the evidence, that there wasn't enough fact and evidence, I'm going to get so sick of saying that, for this to be in any way plausible, and that it should just be thrown out and they should not be allowed to amend the complaint again. To which iilluminaughtii and her lawyers responded. And it then goes on to say some of the things that we already just went over. On or about January 4th, 2023, defendant Oz contacted Blair's employee and told the employee that Blair had cheated on him, despite Blair and iilluminaughtii's relationship. Jesus Christ. Despite Blair and Oz's relationship ending in December of 2021. For reference, this is what they're alleging. We're yet to see any actual evidence of this. But okay, in or around the latter part of April of 2023, defendant published a series of Twitter, now X, posts falsely claiming that iilluminaughtii had mistreated him. Yes, we got this. They already said that. Show me show me. Which bit? Where did he say that? Where's the defamation? After Oz made these false Twitter accusations, iilluminaughtii began receiving death threats and or threats from third parties through Twitter, Discord, YouTube, Twitter again. Twitter, Discord, YouTube, Twitter? Are you seeing this? Threats from third parties through Twitter, Discord, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and email. Are her lawyers not proofreading their own documents? Where did she find these? Oh my god. It's all starting to make sense now. Blair made her first call to the police in this regard on or around April 23rd, 2023. Now, I don't think it's fair for her to be getting death threats or any kind of threats made to her. That is taking it way too far, especially considering these threats are more than likely coming from people who are not actually involved in this situation. You know how it goes on the internet. You say one thing wrong, you get a ton of death threats. It's not very fun, but it's not okay. What I will point out, however, is this doesn't seem relevant. I guess the point that they're trying to make is that Oz made some claims about her on Twitter, and because of that, as a result of these things, she received these threats. But you can't really say that this is all because of Oz, because multiple people came out, not making false claims to my understanding, but talking about their feelings and opinions and experiences, which is not defamation, and because the whole LegalEagle thing. So there was a lot going on, and you can't say it's because of Oz's tweets. Again, then, talking about a defamatory video titled "The Fall of Miss Blair, YouTube's Biggest Bully," was posted about plaintiffs. This video was published by Madison, who this document isn't about. In that video, defendants speak publicly about their intent to publish another defamatory video. I'm just going to parrot what Mad Catster said here because what he said was the most straightforward way you can say it. You can't sue somebody for something that hasn't happened. Defamation has not occurred yet. So why put this in? On or about September 16, 2023, Oz released a video titled "Let's Talk, an update on Illuminati drama." In this publication, Oz speaks to how he believes that the video will be used in a courtroom and includes false allegations of theft and abuse. Tell me the quotes of the false allegations. Also, you just said how he believes that the video will be used in a courtroom. That's his opinion. That's his opinion, babe. What do you... I feel like I could write a better legal document than this, and I'm dumb. So, like... The allegations referenced above and pleaded in the amended complaint falsely allege that plaintiff Blair committed a criminal offence and misconduct. These false allegations have severely impacted plaintiffs' reputations in the YouTube community. Plaintiffs were well-respected documentarians, a reputation which is waning, if not all but destroyed, due to defendant Oz's actions. I already said this, but there were so many things going on, so many people talking about their feelings towards their own experiences with Blair, as well as Blair's own actions. I mean, a lot of people unfollowed Blair because of the response video she made to all of this, because of the Illuminati exposed video she made. Because in that, she did things like publish personal information about people that shouldn't have been shared, stuff about people's mental health. Some people looked at that and went, not going to support this person. People looked at her behavior with LegalEagle and thought, not going to support that person. People heard about people's feelings towards things that they experienced with her and thought, not great. I don't know why she's blaming this all on Oz. I don't know if she's just decided this is the person who has destroyed her life for some strange reason, like he's some mastermind controlling this whole narrative. Doesn't make any sense. She'll be able to establish at trial that she has lost thousands of followers to her YouTube channels due to defendants' actions, which has caused losses of substantial revenues. Just put the number here. How many thousand? How hard is it? We can all look at how many thousand. You can just go on Social Blade and see how many thousand. But why are they just saying she has lost thousands of followers? How many thousands? It's not that hard. Do your job. Starting to annoy me, which has caused losses of substantial revenue. How much revenue? It even goes on to say that in some other case they were able to put through a defamation claim without proof of monetary damages. But if you're saying there are monetary damages, why can't you come up with a number? You should know how much money you're losing or be able to give an estimate. How much money were you earning before? How much money are you earning now? Cut that number, basic subtraction. There's your number, an estimate of this amount. We even saw that with the dissociated case as well, that there was able to be a number put there. It's absolutely just insane at this point. You're being told you're not providing facts and evidence. You're not providing numbers, quotes, anything substantial. And in response to this, Illuminati's lawyers continue to provide nothing substantial. I mean, how hard is it to throw in a number, to throw in a quote, to show that you have something? If this defamation is occurring, if this breach of contract, if everything that you're claiming is occurring, you should have the evidence right now to back that up and not just say, well, once it gets to court, then we'll tell you. It's going to be like a fun surprise. You can't tease legal information. Now, there was another document from Oz and his lawyers once again just saying that no, definitely should be dismissed because everything's really vague. It's not too important to read in detail because it's pretty much similar to the other stuff. But then we get to the court's decision on all of this. The court's decision on whether Illuminati's case should be dismissed or if she gets another chance. I have reviewed the motion, the response, and the reply, and I am familiar with the case and applicable law. I also note that defendant Felix the Kit Kat has more recently filed his own motion to dismiss. It appears to the court that the statements alleged to have been made by the defendants that plaintiffs contend are defamatory have not been pled with sufficient specificity for the court to be able to review them and determine whether or not they are defamatory. Clearly, it is ordered within 14 days, plaintiff may file a second amended complaint. All alleged defamatory statements by all defendants shall be set out verbatim, and the media containing these statements, that is Twitter, X threads, videos and the like, shall be disclosed to the defendants. If the complaint is not so amended, the court will rule on the pending motions to dismiss. If the complaint is amended as set forth herein, this will moot the pending motions to dismiss, and they may, if they wish, file motions to dismiss for the second amended complaint. So iilluminaughtii is being given another chance. Her and her lawyers had 2 chances to give the evidence, to give the verbatim quotes and the media containing these quotes of all the defamation of everything that she alleges. They had 2 chances. They didn't do it. And now they're being given a 3rd chance. So what's going to happen is if they don't do it still, if it's still not enough evidence, the motion to dismiss is going to go forward and her whole case will be dismissed. So this could put a fire under their asses to get the evidence in order and actually put out the proper information with the quotes, with where the quotes came from, with where this happened and when this happened. Or they could mess it up again, because they've already messed it up twice, so I really don't know. The thing is though, it seems that iilluminaughtii and her lawyers may have already submitted their second amended complaint. I'm trying to get my hands on that at the moment, so as soon as I get it, I will give you an update on that just to see where we're at. I did want to get it before making this video so that I could put it in this video, but it was not to be. Sorry. I'm genuinely very sorry for that. I did want it to be in this video. So as soon as I do manage to get my hands on that document, I will give you an update here. We will look at it and we will see if her lawyers actually managed to string together anything substantial or if it's all still vague and useless. But if they haven't managed to do it this time, then iilluminauttii's whole case is just going to be thrown out the window. And if she wants to pursue this, she's going to have to file the whole thing again. But at this point, I wouldn't put it past her. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Do let me know in the comments what you thought about everything. And if you don't want to comment about that, then leave me a comment and let me know. Do you like the new arrangement of my shelves? You may not have noticed that there was anything different with the shelves, but they're rearranged. I think they're a lot neater now. Hopefully. My partner actually helped me to rearrange them, and by help me, I mean she did it. She did that. But I was the creative director, project manager. I was doing something. I was definitely standing there. This whole situation is bizarre. I just can't believe that lawyers can't manage to get it together and write a legal document. Like, is that not your whole job? Is that not your whole career? I don't know. But yes, like, comment, share, follow me on social media. I'm VangelinaSkov everywhere. And if you'd like to support me and the channel, then you can check out the YouTube memberships. You can leave a super thanks, or you can check out the Patreon. There's loads of different benefits on Patreon, like exclusive merch and behind the scenes posts, so definitely check that out if you're interested. There's also a little chat there. That's a new feature, that there's a community chat that people can talk in. And the tiers start at €1, so I think that's fairly reasonable if you can and you would like to. But if you can't do that, absolutely no problem. Still appreciate you, still love you. Watching the videos is always more than enough. Very importantly, before I go, I'd like to remind you not to forget to check out Mistplay. You can go to mistplay.com/Vangelina and you will get 200 points when signing up. And when you use my code Vangelina50, you'll get an extra 50 free points. Thank you so much to Mistplay for sponsoring today's video. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!